the question I wanted to ask you, which
Yeah.
was coming up, um, is you saying about going away from the subject. Now, you've recently been to Morocco twice, and obviously through Facebook, like through some pictures you showed me, I've actually looked at what you've done. I've seen the colour. I've seen some of your previous work, and I'm wondering how much going to Morocco, which is in the Mediterranean, where Crete is in the Mediterranean, colour and light is very, very different. We think about Hughes, the Cyprus artist, and other artists, people like Bomber, and the seeing and understanding the Mediterranean colour very much helps how we perceive and see things. Even when we come back here and we're looking around, we see things differently. It affects something inside us. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier with regard to that sort of distance thing, because how I was seeing color in relation to what the world around us, which of course is what it is. I mean, that distance, it's now very different since I've been to Morocco twice, where the quality of light is just so different. I mean, it's quite a game changer, actually, and I didn't realize that it would be quite like that. It's a slightly mesmerizing kind of soft light, but it is just a sort of daily, light show of atmospheric light, really, of just astonishing color. So I can't really describe it so much in words, but that the huge difference I think is going to come into the work, and I think that's what I was talking about with regards to the distance. So that's absolutely right. But I think what you just said then is just spot on with regard to how experiencing these sensory things can sharpen our senses for when we're back here. Because I found myself sort of looking, actually yesterday when the sun was out quite good, as it got down, towards dusk, I was almost like looking for that similar kind of light experience, which I think is here, but it's much softer. It's much more sort of diffused. I think the intensity of light in Morocco is quite astonishing. Do you find that you work a lot in Crete? Do you find that same thing there?
Very much so, and I think that it's quite interesting because the time when we're going to be there together is going to be more or less midsummer.
Right. Yeah, we're planning in this in June to work on some collaborative work.
Yeah, the light is going to be its most intense then.
Okay. It's good. I mean, I think yeah.
Maybe, I won't talk about the details of it now, but it would be very interesting to actually go and look at certain places and certain things in the strong light. Now, for instance, looking at rocks, looking at buildings, going into an olive grove. I remember years ago at midday, suddenly just your ordinary colours, sort of, mauvish, soft mauves and greens and a few blues. But then suddenly at 12 o'clock, in the middle of the day, you would expect it in the evening, I saw some of the tree trunks going a kind of bright red. Whether that was me hallucinating or what, I don't know.
Oh, I think no, I don't think it probably was.
Quite interesting.
Oh, it's fascinating. I mean, I think that's the start and the end of the day when the sun is coming up and going down.
This is what I found fascinating.
Yeah,
the sun was at its highest.
Well, that's quite interesting. Yeah, but that kind of full intensity.
Experienced one or a few times, not very often. It would be worth, I think, just going to have a look at that, or to just try and be aware of that, not look, just be aware of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think for terms of this, in terms of this conversation of it, I think that these experiences of light in different sort of locations, in the on the planet, I suppose, is what kind of sharpens us up, and yeah, and keeps us looking for that kind of thing. I mean, it's just slightly mesmerizing, but I think there's more to it, which we'll no doubt discuss further.